Hello everyone, and welcome to Space Engineers. I got a comment on my last video by Kev Machine XX's, and he said, why don't I crash some bigger ships? So I thought I would do exactly that. This ship is called, well, the name we've dubbed it is the Renegade, but my blueprint, why did it just go dark? Whatever. But what my blueprint is called is the GM2-411 Combat Destroyer. I'm not sure if it's from a mod or what exactly, but there's a bit of a story behind this ship. I'll tell you that here in a second. You can see me, I got my little pedestal here on the back, cause my other ship I had my my cockpit module, my flight seat so far forward that as soon as I'd hit the ground, it would detach from the ship and I'd go into first-person view, so you can't witness all the amazing action. So I'm gonna do it this time around. Put a flight seat there on the back of the ship. But yeah, what had happened is, for whatever reason, I was on my buddy's server, and for whatever reason, the NPC ships were spawning in as neutral that day. And I died. I don't remember what killed me, but I died, and I was going to respawn in, and there was a medical room on this ship, and I just see, click on it, and the ship, it's running full speed, 104 meters per second, or however fast you want to say, and it just passes. I'm like, what the heck? So I keep trying to spawn in it, but it's multiplayer, and it's moving fast, so I just keep glitching through the back of the ship, and it takes off without me. So, another one of my buddies, what he did is he really wanted this ship, right? So what he did is he flew up behind it, and I think it was this turret, exactly this one right here in front of me. He flew up behind it and got a hold of that control panel, and then owned everything, and then hit initial dampeners on so it stopped the ship, and that's how we got a hold of this one. We renamed it the Renegade, and I'm not sure if it's a mod. I mean, it looks a lot like a mod, but it may be in-game. But I kind of doubt it. Sun's going down, so I have another ship I want to crash as well. So let's get down to the surface, shall we? Alright, here we are, coming into the planet. There was a cut because it got so dark that you couldn't see the crash, so I flew around the other side of the planet. And here we are. I hope I don't hit a hill. I don't want to hit a hill. Let's change our course. Not that it's going to do much. Yeah, I think I'm going to hit that hill. That's alright. There you have I have my little command seat again. I put it in the middle because at the back the view is too strange. Which way should I face? This way? This way? We'll see. Here we're coming in. 375 kph. It's some pretty weird terrain. Wish you could zoom out farther. It would make for much better entertainment, but oh well. It always looks so slow when you're close to the ground. Game froze. And boom! Game pauses. Ah! Oh my. Boom. Crash of the great destroyer Renegade. And proceeds to roll down the hill. Oh my. I don't know, this is kind of disappointing. I thought like half the ship would be gone with all that steel pushing down. And it just gets those last little fins at the front of the ship. Makes an itty bitty little crater. Heck, I wouldn't even have to install this other seat. Could have just hung out in the cockpit. It'd be much more cooler. Ah. I wonder, did I nail that tree? I think I did. What kind of ore did I mine up with this? Okay, that's actually still a pretty substantial crater. A lot of wreckage. Look at the elite hand drill. I didn't notice that. That must be a new thing. I guess I just got dirt. Yep, stone, dirt, whatever you want to call it. Well, I guess if we mined out the bottom area here and, broke some more of the ship, we probably could have a pretty cool base. Yeah, that'd actually be nice. You just have to take out all the floors on the inside and turn them at like 45 degrees. And you'd have an awesome base on the hillside. Yeah, you could be dominating who's ever in this canyon. Alright, well, let's move on to another ship. And here we are back with our next ship. Yes, it's a Borg cube, but not quite. We called it two different things, just a defense cube or my little friend. You can choose whatever you want. But it's got 16 missile turrets per side in a 4x4 grid, and on 6 sides that makes 96 missile turrets. Let's start our journey down to the surface. I'll tell you more about it. Now it's unmanned. As you can see, I just I knocked out one missile turret and placed my command seat here and plugged up the hole where the conveyor was. To the surface. Let's turn those inertial dampeners off. We should be landing near the Renegade somewhere, I think. See, the idea behind this was, I don't know if it was a glitch or what the deal was that time on the server. What had happened is there were a couple of, space pirates, Argentavises. They had rolled up 5 kilometers away from our base on the other side of the asteroid. Our base was on an asteroid, and they were exactly on the other side. They would occasionally send, like, one lightly armed thing, raider. But never something substantial to where they'd always just end up getting stuck on the other side of the asteroid because they're not smart enough to go around. And, now my speed is back in meters per second. That's strange and somewhat unsettling, but okay. But we needed something to destroy them. We had built a smaller ship and went over there and it got destroyed. Like, real quick. Because, we'd sit there and we'd wait and try and get enough materials together to destroy them, and then another Argentavis would show up in the same spot. And eventually there were so many piled up there. There was like 2 that had ran out of uranium and had no power, so they wouldn't fight back. And then there were 2, I think there were 2 that still had power by the time we got this thing in gear. And it was kind of a mess for my friend to build because, we did it in creative mode and then just saved a blueprint and then build it with a projector and a building ship, right? So what had ended up happening was he built it off of our station, and what happened is when he finally finished it and knocked out the block to disconnect it from the station, what had happened is it caused, like, the game froze. I don't know how long it froze for, but it froze, and then everything went wacko. The station disconnected from the asteroid, and it was just too big of a mass to disconnect all at once. So, yeah. I'm not sure how he ended up fixing it. I think he restarted the server a couple times, like from a previous save to try and get it to work, maybe. And it ended up what we did is, when the server didn't crash, what we did is we just simply reconnected the station to the asteroid with some blocks and such. Yeah. But then when we finally got this built, we sent it over to the Argentavises, and it was designed, just to be a very good defense or assault weapon that we wouldn't be all attached to. So we sent it over to the Argentavises with, a couple of, I won't say backups. Yeah, I think there was another guy, he had just like a little fighter, and I think I was there. I was also there. I think I also had just a small fighter ship, nothing special. We just kind of hid behind the cube while it pounded on all the dyads and all the Argentavises, and it just totally showed him who's boss. It worked quite well. Although they did, put a pretty good pounding on it and destroyed, I won't say all, but they destroyed or disabled almost all 16 missile turrets on one side. We rolled up there at an angle so multiple sides could get shots off, but they did put pretty heavy damage on like two of our sides, but it was all aesthetic. Well, not aesthetic, it destroyed missile turrets. But it was easy to fix, you just weld up some of the armor again, and then just place the missile turrets back, and you're ready to hit the road. But like I said, it was meant to be piloted from a remote location. You might be able to see the camera right there. There's another one on the back here. And it's completely symmetrical, so I had to put it's a little offset the cameras in my cockpit. Alright, well, let's begin accelerating towards the surface. And we're back. And nearing the surface. I think we're going to hit pretty close, hopefully. There's a renegade. Ha ha ha. Can never figure out the buttons right. (3,000 kilometers, 104 meters per second. I bet what's going to happen if I hit it nice and spot on, like just face plant. I think it's just going to knock off the engines, missile turrets, and then a couple of blocks after that. Make a nice square crater. But let's find out. Oh, it's not going to be quite flat. Bam! Ha ha ha. Yeah, pretty close. Well, now it's getting all those cargo containers on the inside. Why is that? Oh, it's not. I was going to say, why is that possible? Well, it's not quite. Oh, that's pretty heavy damage. Yeah, I see it knocked out a couple large cargo containers. Still got all the stuff here. Pretty solid dent. Nothing crazy, but... Well, here you can see the inner workings. Just basically a huge grid. Everything quite symmetrical, not 100%. Oh, that must have been the reactor that made the big hole on this side of the ship when it went. Yeah. But it still works. Interesting. Well, there you have it. That's what it looks like when larger ship crashes into a planet. Yeah. Sorry it took so long between the two episodes. Because, see what happened is bad things happened. Space Engineers is very much an alpha, and when I tried to load the game, it said my graphics engine would conk out, like I could load it into the main menu, but when I tried to load the game, it said my graphics driver conked out, and it did that for many weeks. So now I finally got everything working right, and well, there you have it. So, and because this game is an alpha and has so many issues, I'm not really going to guarantee much Space Engineers at all. But if something cool happens and I feel inclined to show you, I will. If everything works, of course. Well, I guess until then, or until next time, or whenever we meet, have a good one.